Hey guys, Matt Allen, Tim Little, welcome back to Tactical Bassin'. Today we're doing some offshore fishing. We're on a brand new lake we've never been to, but we're on a mission to find some bass out in the open water. Come along. Fishing offshore can be intimidating for an angler on a lake that you fish every day. Doing it somewhere brand new is just that much more complicated. But the truth of it is, it's not that complicated. So what we're doing is we've launched into a brand new lake. We know nothing about it, but the lake is basically just a big round bowl. So we're out in the middle right now, and Tim is using the electronics, looking at side imaging, down imaging, and mapping, just looking for anomalies, anything different. A rock bar, a shell bed, hard bottom, grass clumps, brush piles, sunken boats, anything different. And if we can find that, there should be bass on it. So our day is going to start out slow. We might be doing this for 10 minutes. We might be doing this for 2 hours. But when we find things that are different in the summertime, out away from the bank, we should find schools of bass. We're on the board. Thanks, dude. All right, guys, so breaking down a new body of water, I like to kind of use like a grid as I'm driving around, space out my map. I'll show you guys right here. I have my map zoomed into 100 foot. That's how close everything is. And over here I have my side imaging, making sure that I'm scanning more than that. So here, found something that just looked a little different than everything else. So I'm gonna go back over it, zoomed in with my mega imaging instead of the different frequency, the 455. It's easier to scan more areas with that higher, or that 455 frequency. It just scans a lot. It's more powerful per se. So once you find that stuff, then you can go back over it using that grid system and your waypoints to get a more clear, detailed picture of what you got. All right, we've been at it for 30 or 40 minutes now. We've found a handful of logs, a nice break, and some question marks, some things that we don't know what they are. And it hasn't taken long to find it, but all of a sudden this cloud cover is breaking up a little bit and we're getting a chop on the water. You can see it behind me. And I don't know if that's gonna last long. So we're gonna scrap our plan for a few minutes, get right up on the bank, and just do some fishing on this wind-blown shoreline. Fish shallow, take advantage of that wind, then go back to what we had originally thought we would do today. But we don't want to miss a potential opportunity with this wind blowing in here, because again, we don't know anything about this place. They might be chasing this wind, getting up on this bank and corralling bait fish. Starting to piece something together anyway. Well, sort of. We got one on the shaky head, way out deep. We've marked a bunch of outside structure. Tim got one little guy out there. We decided to come shallow again and just double check ourselves, and immediately got one on the scum frog. We'll figure out which direction to go, but at least we're catching fish. Big one. Now we're talking. Absolutely. That's a big mouth. Choked that frog right there. Look at the head on that fish. That is awesome. You just never know
when the right bite is going to come along. I was laughing at myself because I backlashed in the middle of that cast and I came up short of the shadow that I was trying to land in, but that fish came flying out into the open water and smashed that thing. You know, day in, day out, it's hard to stay focused, especially in the summertime when it's really hot, especially if you're not getting a lot of bites. But you just never know when the right one is gonna come out of nowhere and destroy your bait. So you just gotta keep going. Oh, I lost him. I had him. Subtle bite, flipping with a big tube. 1.5 ounces of tungsten. Big bite flipping tube. But he ate it really subtle and I just didn't give him enough hook set. Almost got him in the boat. Little midday update for you. We came out here with a plan. We wanted to fish offshore, we wanted to fish deep, and that is just not happening, which is very often the case. When we go to the lake, we always go out with a plan in mind. We don't just go fishing, but you've got to pay attention to what the lake and the fish are telling you. So we caught one fish offshore today, and we put in a lot of time trying to figure it out. Moved up shallow and immediately started getting bites. So it was likely we would spend our day shallow. Then we got that big bite and that pretty much solidifies that. So we're headed into another shallow backwater here and we're just gonna build on that pattern, see if we can replicate it in another place and keep catching fish in these shallower areas. It's fast. Oh, bummer. Chatterbait fish. Ate it. I pulled it away from him and then he just completely slacked me out the second time he ate it. I never got a good hook in him. Probably a 3.5 pounder. That'll work. Nice one on the chatterbait. That was one fast fish right there. 1/2 ounce jackhammer, 5.5 spunk shad. And I'm throwing it on a little bit heavier gear than normal in case I hook a giant. So I went ahead and upgraded my snap on there as well, just to make sure that the whole rig is bulletproof. At least I wasn't prepared to. Nice work.
These fish are super fast.
Talk about a pattern. I mean, dead end coves. It doesn't get more dead end than that. There's a wall.
And more opposite of what we wanted to do or thought we were going to do, right? Deep water, offshore. Now we're on the, thanks dude, very dead backs of pockets. I've been throwing a topwater. I missed one on a frog back there. Matt's going subsurface with a chatterbait, just kind of 1-2 punch. But definitely figuring out the pattern there in the very backs of everything. So hopefully we can, we don't know. Did you get bit?
No, I'm just making a mess of myself over here.
Nice. Hopefully we don't run out of stuff here on this fishery. You know, we've never been here before. We don't know it. We're gonna look at the map and see, but for the most part, every single dead back of something we get 1 or 2 bites.
Get a good one?
I think so. Nice catch.
Good fish, man.
Got him on that that jackhammer paired up with that spunk shad. Back here in these little pockets. Munched it. Thanks, dude.
When you come out on the water in the summertime, you want to be intentional. You want to come out with a plan to put fish in the boat, because summertime can be a real struggle if you just go out and see what happens. So our plan today was to fish offshore, to fish deep. But once we got out here, we weren't feeling it. So even though we came with a plan, we weren't afraid to adapt and try something different. We got into those backwaters, immediately started getting bit, and that's when you just say, okay, I'm rolling with the punches, I'm scrapping my plan, we're doing something completely different. So we went from deep cranks, wobble heads, shaky heads, to chatterbait, whopper plopper, frog, flipping. Complete different game than what we had in mind, but it worked. We were able to catch a bunch of fish. We were able to catch some really, really nice fish, and we did all of it, don't forget, on a lake we have never been to and know absolutely nothing about. Although now I feel like we at least know something.
I couldn't even tell you the name of it.
I at least looked at the map. It's crazy. You can go anywhere and build patterns. You really can do it. And you can be successful in the water and you can catch nice fish just by going out of your way to build a pattern and then to adapt to changing conditions. We'll link all the baits, all the gear, everything we were using down in the video description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today. We had a blast. We're really glad you could come along with us. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.